at the start, but
Mhm.
I sort of pick it up a bit.
Mhm. Before we get
Obviously
into
not
it,
my
hmm?
sorry, not my best game ever.
It's okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. It
Yeah,
shouldn't.
I mean I'm a goal player, so you
The
know.
purpose of VOD reviews are to ask questions and learn
Yeah,
something. It doesn't matter how if you play well or bad, right?
yeah,
Obviously, stomps are not the best material
yeah,
for
yeah.
VODs, but
Yeah, it was a pretty evenish, so I think it was a
as long
decent one.
as you fail a challenge playing this game, or if you have questions, then it's a good game.
Yeah, I mean we lose in this one, but like not. It wasn't. It felt kind of close.
Hmm.
Um,
What is
I
your
guess I want.
go on?
Sorry,
No,
carry
no,
on.
go on.
Oh, it's a I. That's me.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
know.
oh, I think you were asking about my
No, I was gonna
usernames.
ask, what is your current understanding of manga, or what
My understanding of him.
mhm.
Uh,
What is he good at? Why would you pick manga?
I guess I like him. Well, I mean, I like him because he's a hit scan, and I can sort of deal with range threats as tank. Because that's one
Hmm.
of the things I sort of always hated as tank was like completely powerless against Pharaohs, Echoes, and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I guess I pick him for that purpose. That's one of the main reasons, like being able to shoot a Mercy and a Lucio that's sort of zipping around.
Hmm.
Um, I know that it's not like his main thing that most people pick him for, but
It
I,
doesn't
I like
matter. I
his
mean, it's a strong
killing
point for
squishes
him.
ability, basically.
Long
Yeah,
range, medium range pressure is something that not very many tanks have, right? You have a bit of mid
yeah,
range pressure on Sig, but it's pretty difficult to hit his M1s.
mm,
And there's Mauga, pretty unique. You can light up a hit scan or sorry, a DPS or a support, and then spam them with your M2, and you suddenly
yeah,
put a lot of pressure on them, right? Um, which
yeah. I get a lot of people asking me to switch that, especially because like everyone immediately starts counter picking. But I just try and learn the counters. I kind of
mhm,
feel like if I start swapping, then I'm playing on a hero I don't have as much hours on,
mhm, mhm.
and like I just feel like yeah, I feel like
So
it'd be better to just
do you wanna talk
one
about it?
trick or two
Is
trick.
there a question there for?
Oh, sorry, no, I was just saying like oh well, I guess if you've got any when there's a character that I'm fighting, if you have any suggestions for how to sort of play into the matchup.
How to play into the counters?
Yeah, like
Um,
I have a lot of time against the counters, but I often wonder if I'm doing the right thing against them.
okay, so
Uh,
can you pick a hero in specific?
I think they go Sigma quite a lot in this game,
Hmm.
so
Okay, so
Sigma.
where do you struggle against Sigma?
Uh, I feel like I can sometimes counter him, but like I feel like I have to burn a lot of resources. And say, for instance, he'll like use the vortex thing,
Hmm.
um, like the, you know,
Suck. The
yeah,
suck or
suck. I
drop.
was gonna say suck, but I was trying
It's
to think of a
called.
more official word for it. The suck. Yeah, that's what I usually call it.
Mhm. The hands, the
Yeah,
suck. I don't know,
yeah,
whatever you want to call
hands.
it.
Some people call it hands. Yeah, I sometimes try and stomp on it, but then sometimes like it can work quite often because it just cancels it and he doesn't get any healing from it.
Yeah.
Um, but sometimes if his team are there, like I get greedy or like I don't know, for some reason
Yeah.
just go for it, and then I'm like, why did I do that? And now I'm in the enemy team, and the Anna sleeps me and antis me,
Hmm.
and I'm dead.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
obviously the weakness of Mauga is poke. Like your job as
mm,
Mauga is minimize the amount of poke that you take because you have no mitigation tools, and then
mm,
try to get in a position where you can pressure people, or if you see an opportunity, cooldowns wise, you can go for an all in for a commit with your cardiac, right? Um,
yeah, because you think I thought he was a bit of a hybrid of like, I know obviously he's mostly brawl, but I think he had a bit of poke with his like
Yeah, and you have a
ranged.
bit of mobility. Honestly,
Mm,
you said that people ask you to swap. And not many people play Mauga, and not many
mm,
people know how to play Mauga apart from like focusing tank, right? Most people pick it to just light up the enemy Winston or whatever, which is not the only
yeah.
thing that Mauga can do. But people don't realize that. But you are vulnerable to poke your maps, poke your
Mm,
comps, and shields mess you up a bit, right?
yeah.
Like people say that Mauga counters Shrine or Ramantra counters Shrine, and it can be a difficult matchup depending on the map. But if the enemy tank plays his resources better than you, they're gonna live for
Mm.
longer than you, so they're gonna win the fight, right? So when it comes, was there a question?
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, like the Ryan thing. It's funny because that's I know that some people say like he counts as Ryan, and
Mhm.
maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's just that I'm playing him wrong, but like maybe I just don't understand Ryan. I think because I like that's like probably one of the matchups I find the hardest is
Mhm.
Ram, but sorry, Mauga
Ryan.
versus Ryan.
Mhm.
I think partly because I've started tank like with Ramattra. I had a lot of Ramattra, and basically Ryan was never an issue, so I never had to
Mhm.
actually learn how to fight him because all I had, I could just punch through all of his
Mhm.
shield,
Mhm.
so I could just kill his squishies without even or whatever. I could kill his supports
Yeah.
through his shield.
Yeah. Yeah. With
Didn't actually
Ryan.
need to learn.
Well, let's take it step by step, right? Let's talk about Sig first, because we started with
Okay.
Sig, right? Sig is actually
Yeah.
not too bad for you. Like, the reason why Sig is strong is because he has a lot of resources to survive your damage,
Mm.
right? He has his sack, he has his shield, he has a bit of HP, he has his rock that messes you up real bad.
And stopping my healing as well.
Mm-hmm.
If I get desperate for healing, and then he just starts pulling out all these things. I usually try not to rely on that, but like the Mauga healing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
obviously I use it when it's available, but
Yeah. So
you know.
how do you think you can approach this 1v1? Let's suppose it's a 1v1. How can you play
Uh,
smart around
it,
it?
like if it's a 1v1 or if it's a team fight.
It's a team fight, but let's focus on the Sigma. How do you
Okay,
play
like
around the
like
Sigma?
like say that we have healing and stuff or not.
Yeah. It's a normal
Okay,
game. You're
okay.
just focusing on the Sigma matchup.
I guess usually starts he sort of throws his shield out. I sort of angle myself so that he can't hit me, but I'm double gunning the shield.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then he usually drops it because he doesn't actually need it up because
Mm-hmm.
I've popped out of line of sight.
Then you chunk his
Um,
HP, right? And then he pops it up again.
yeah, and then if he really pushes in deep into our team, if he gets you get a lot of them, sometimes, well, I guess they're trying to go for the squishies or something, but if he goes in deep, then I stomp him.
Yep, yep,
When
yep.
he hands, I start shooting him until he uses hands,
The
then
simpler
stomp him.
answer is you're giving me a lot of scenarios and a lot of details, but it's not that
Oh,
complicated.
sorry.
Okay? No, don't worry. I like that you're thinking. That's the purpose of the question. But in general, with this type of tank that can deny the value that you get from cardiac, you have two
Mm,
options. If your team is playing a hard commit type of comp, like a Genji Tracer, something that wants to go in with you and feed off the cardiac, you can
mm,
try to like go aggressive and stomp, especially once he walks around an important corner. Like
yeah,
for
yeah.
example, if we take a look at this part of the map, right? Once the
Mm,
Sigma walks around this corner, he sort of walks in the open, and there's no immediate cover that he can go past, right? That he can
yeah, that's I guess
use.
that's what I meant
And
by
if
trade.
you stomp him in a location like this, and you have a Venture or a Genji or a Reaper or something that can help you burn him down really quickly, or burn down
Mm,
another DPS like a Cassidy or a Baptiste or something that you can like actually kill, then that's an option to get a +1. Um,
mm,
the other, so you can either go hard with your team, and that can work depending on the team and what they're running and what you're running, or you can
yeah.
play for the resource trade. As you said, you can like play an
Mm,
angle where you don't get shot by multiple people, and then just shoot at the shield, right? And once you break the
yeah.
shield, he either pushes with low shield and you have the advantage and you pop the cardiac and you melt him and you push him back, or he doesn't push, in which case
Mm,
it comes down to how well you can use cover to stop the enemy team from like doing a lot of damage to you, right? And then if they white swing you with nade and shit, then you just run out. Just use your
yeah,
run.
like playing defensive, that's the sort of thing I
It's
usually
not
do
playing
after.
defensive, it's playing for a cooldown advantage. Because
Or
it's,
playing slow, would you say? I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
that, or I guess I try and play defensive or slow against my counters. Like
It's,
I sort of the same for like an Ana or a Zen or something. That's just sort of, but which does mean that I'm sort of less effective sometimes if especially when they
yeah, but
stack a lot of
if
counters.
you're playing like Ana and fucking freaking Cassidy and Reaper and whatever, you can't just go
Mm.
in. Because you're gonna get slapped, rocked,
Yeah, of
shielded,
course.
and you're gonna instantly die, right? So at that point, you can't feed, like you can't just hand
Mm.
yourself to the enemy team. You have to make them
Yeah, of
work for
course.
it. You have to force them to use cooldowns to clear you out. And then if you have your cooldowns and they don't have their cooldowns because they use it to clear you out, you have to live. That's the obvious condition, right?
Mm.
You need to use
Mm.
your run to survive. Then you can make a play yourself, right? Because like against Shrine, your advantage against Shrine is your poke. You can like manage your distance well. You can outrange
So you'd
him,
say
and
poke against Ryan then, not like so. You'd say keep distance against Ryan then,
yeah,
not
it's like it's just like Diva or
not.
any other tank. Like not many tanks want to fight the Reinhardt head on, like melee range. You want to keep your distance
Yeah,
from
yeah.
him, burn his shield. If he charges in, then you can go for a stomp. Like if he pressures your backline, you can go for a stomp. You can shoot him in the back. It's a matter of resource trade. You need to find
Yeah.
if you need to find a way to take less damage and deal more damage than the enemy tank, and that's gonna force him back, and it's gonna what's it called? It's gonna win you space, and it's not an
Mm.
immediate positive feedback because you don't get the ding 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 and the kill and
Yeah.
the high octane stomp, right? But
Yeah. Right.
if you can't afford to go in hard, then you need to play your resources well and win by having more resources. And
Mm.
sometimes your team is gonna be stupid and they're gonna die to the whatever the it's stuff that you can control, right? I don't know, the Rhine pin, the Widow headshot across the map. That's not your job.
Yeah.
You need to focus on like how you can play so that you demand as few resources from your team and deal as much damage to whoever you can reach on the enemy team, right?
Mm. Mm.
So to sum it up, if your comp allows it, you can try to play for all-ins. If your comp doesn't allow it or the enemy comp doesn't allow it, then you play for resource trades that are favorable for you. Take less damage, do more damage. Against Rhine, you try to keep your distance and burn his shield, because if he doesn't have shield, he cannot push you because
Mm.
he's going to take a lot of damage, right? You do a lot of damage to Rhine when his shield is down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And against Sig, it's like it's just cooldown management. Sorry, it's just resource management. Like if you manage to, Sig is pretty squishy, right? Same with Zarya. If you manage to like poke him for
Yeah.
200 HP, he can no longer push comfortably.
Mm.
It's a slow matchup.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but again, if you see the opportunity, once you force the suck or dodge the rock or break his shield, if you see an opportunity to go and stomp him, then sure, do it, because you have the cooldown advantage and you can leave that, right?
Mm. With a lot of the like bad tank matches, I guess one thing is like knowing, you know, well, one thing I'm like, should I be focusing on the tank, or should I be, everyone knows says don't shoot the tank, so it's like, should I be trying to go for his squishies? But sometimes they're just so far protected
Mm-hmm.
that I'm like, well, I'll start, and I'll feel like, oh, I'm whittling him down. I've got a shield down and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and then there might be a squishy next to me, but I'll still be focusing on him because I feel like I'm gonna kill him. But then he never does die because he's got two supports or
We
something
can look at
keeping him
that
up.
during this VOD, but the
Yeah, like
short
target
answer
priority
is
list, I guess. But,
you shoot whatever you can shoot. Like if the backline
mm,
is too far away, you just pressure the tank. Because I was just talking about this in my previous VOD. If the backline, if like suppose there's a, let's say it's not a Sigma, because you can actually do a lot of damage to Sigma. Suppose it's a Rhine or something, or a Diva or whatever,
mm,
and the backline is playing all the way back here, right? You cannot pressure these guys;
yeah,
they're too far away. So then you just shoot the Rhine, because when the backline is far away, they're not supporting the Reinhardt, and the Reinhardt is trying to take space. And
mm,
like, there's always somebody that's trying to take space. That could be a DPS that is fighting for an angle here, right? That could
yeah,
be the tank pushing up. That could be, I don't know, an Ana flanking for a nade or whatever. There's various ways. It's not just people think that the only role that takes space in this game is tank. That's not true in Overwatch 2.
mm,
Every hero is responsible with putting pressure on the enemy team so they win the space, right?
yeah,
But if they're too far away, then you pressure whoever's trying to take space. If you have the choice of shooting a Sigma or a Baptiste, you probably choose the BAP, right?
mm,
And it also, like, if the tank is low, you can focus the tank, you can pop your cardiac and try to melt them down. It depends. It's not it's a contextual answer, right?
yeah,
In theory, like, I mean, and especially I keep giving the BAP example because BAP is a big has a big hitbox and he cannot move, he cannot escape, right? And that's a easy target for you. If
mm,
it's I don't know, Moira or something, you might not care as much. You might not care to shoot the Moira. If you have a Sig and a Moira in your face, you might not care to shoot the Moira because it's just
yeah,
harder to hit and it's just harder to force out.
mm,
And if you do force her out, then maybe it's not that big of a payoff, right? It just
yeah.
depends. It's also going to come down to your personal expertise and experience on his character. I don't play Mauga, right? You know if
Mm.
it's easy to hit a Moira and force her fade.
I feel like I find,
Sorry.
funnily enough, I find Moira. Well, maybe it's just in this rank, but Moira, I find her not too bad to take out because they usually fade, but it's like I've got a good, you know, like mental
Mm-hmm.
understanding of the pretty, the distance of fade.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, like, they force it. You force fade, and then I can usually finish them off. Assuming I'm not
I was just giving an
like
example. I
high
wasn't
something
saying that
else.
she's good or bad
Yeah,
to
yeah,
shoot. I was
yeah,
just saying that you know the best.
yeah. I just mean or on Mauga specifically. I mean, just because of his like precision range. I find like Lucio harder,
Mm-hmm.
or you know.
Yeah.
Um,
And now with the buff to your M1, you should be able to do more significant pressure
yeah,
to people.
Yeah, that seems to help a lot. I didn't feel it as much as I thought I would, but
Mhm.
so yeah, I guess things you think in terms of things that I'd you know like from this, if we can, I guess things that I need to work on, like, I mean, I guess that's what anyone gets from from a VOD review, but like, I guess like a list of things to work on,
Mhm.
or the things that mostly I need to focus on, and also I guess in each situation, if or each situation that I'm doing something wrong, like, let me know what my target priorities should have been,
Mhm.
or if I make a mistake.
Okay, we focus on
That
target priority and like overall macro
mm,
strategy against the SIG. Did I answer your question about counters at all?
yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess you can't like go into every counter because it would.
I can
But
look at the hero roster if that's what you want me to do, but I don't know
uh,
what you want me to do. Do
no,
you want
no,
me
no,
to?
yeah, no, we can carry on. Yeah, I mean, if they start switching to counters, I can't remember. I watched this like a day or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure they start switching to counters.
Mm-hmm.
I think Reaper, someone I struggle with because I know I have to play far away and
You don't have to play far away against Reaper. As long as you have your armor, you can double thingy him, and
yeah,
he's
it
gonna
just
force
means
out
he
Wraith.
often ends up burning my cardiac or
Sorry.
something. Just often end up burning my cardiac to survive against him, and then he just fades away, and it's all like cooldown's lost and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, against
I
Reaper, I
struggle with
think you
that.
just double shoot him, and he cannot kill you. You do
Okay.
more damage to him. So Sigma, it's a resource matchup. Brig is
Mm,
pretty good for you. Brig doesn't really do much to you. You just shoot her shield and
mm,
then shoot her down. She's big. You can shoot her easily. She doesn't have that much mobility, especially if you break shield. Only thing that she needs to be scared of is rally. This guy, good for you. He does a
mm,
lot of damage, but if you stomp him, he's easy kill. This guy is actually, I think Mauga is actually good in the Juno because you can. She's pretty squishy and you can shoot her in the air pretty easily. Obviously, when
yeah.
she's using the ring and the booster, it's kind of hard to hit, but
Mm,
she should be fine for you. She should be like a mercy. And
yeah.
then Widow, I mean, you don't really care about this guy. You don't reach him ever. Um,
Yeah. So sometimes they can sort of start spam
mhm,
hitting
mhm.
my head with
If
the widow,
if you
but
can light him on fire, it's good. Okay, so what do you think of your initial position here?
that's sort of the spot that I usually take.
Okay, why?
Uh, I don't know. I guess I guess it's a bad answer, but I saw sort of good players, or I think I watched some like Mauga unranked to GMs. I know that unranked to GM isn't like the best, but
Whatever. I don't care about the concept. I just want to hear what's going through your head.
well, I guess taking high ground, uh, like yeah, holding high ground, is what I've sort of been told by videos, I guess, is what the tanks should do, at least at the start of a fight.
Okay.
And I've been told that this is a good spot because
Okay.
then you can
Why
sort of
is high
shoot
ground
down,
good?
and it's harder for them to get to you. It's easier
Okay.
for you to get to them.
Okay.
And I guess if my team is setting up here, usually the enemy tank comes from behind around that thing on the right, and I've got to be
You
there
can
to sort
match
of
him.
stop him. Otherwise, yeah,
Yeah, you can match
otherwise
him.
to
Okay.
just run my team over.
What if the payload gets you here?
Yeah, I guess I usually, it depends if I can sort of laser the back line, or if I have to, I'll jump down.
Mm-hmm.
I usually sort of hope a DPS jumps down first so I
Why?
can hold the space up the top still.
Because you can hold the space. Okay. Well, do you think a DPS can live on the card? Do you think they can
Uh,
survive on the card?
no, not much. Not if there's loads
So
of
it's
enemies.
kind of
If there's,
your job to go there because your Ash would love to be on high ground and shoot, right? She's gonna do more damage than
mm,
you.
you
Same
don't
with
think
the
I need to stay
soldier.
up there to protect her.
Sorry?
You don't think I need to stay up there to
You
protect her?
you don't you're not a protection tank. I think cardiac gives
Like
you
body
damage
blocking
reduction,
for
right?
her.
It doesn't give it
Yeah,
doesn't give your
and
team damage reduction.
it does for them, but it's like I
It
think it's
does?
half. It's like half of what it gives me.
Uh
Also, it's only 3 seconds, so.
yeah.
But I,
Um
I usually sort of body block for my team a bit,
eh,
within reason. But
I think you shouldn't care too much. Like in
yeah,
ranked, your job is to pressure the enemy team. It's not to protect your
mm,
team.
really,
If so, like if the card is here, it's your job to drop and contest it because
mm,
your DPS are effective here. If you had a Genji or a Tracer or a Mei, then you could argue that that sort of brawlier, more survival DPS can control the card. But
mm,
it's also a matter of what angle you have compared to your team. Do you know why? So we talked about why high ground is good, and I agree. It gives you cover because you can
mm,
back out easier. So it gives you vertical cover. and it also allows you to get closer to people. But let's introduce a new concept, and let's talk about angles. Do you know what an angle is?
Yeah, like yeah, well, and like an angle is shooting someone from.
A different
Um,
point of pressure. It's a different point of pressure, right?
okay.
So if you
A
have
different
four
angle. You
people,
mean?
it's, no, an angle is just it's. I mean, an angle is just a point of pressure, but it's usually it's an angle because it's split from something else.
Mm, mm.
I mean, actually, it's no. I think you're right. It's just a point of pressure. An off angle is a different point of pressure, a different angle.
Oh, an off angle. Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
The terminology doesn't matter too much. What I'm trying to get at is that if four people are up here and they're shooting down this way, all the enemy team has to do is duck behind the corner, and they're taking 0 damage, or they have to go here,
Yeah.
or they have to go inside, right? And they're avoiding all your damage, which is not optimal for you. You want. There are very few scenarios in which more angles isn't good. And
Yeah.
obviously, the type of angle that you play depends on the nature of the hero. So, like for example, a Sigma wants a longer mid-range, sort of long sideline
Mm.
angle, right? A Reaper wants a short angle, like especially
Yeah. Yeah.
short flanks. What kind of angle do you think you like, Malcolm?
I mean, I know that like a lot of Maugas would like the short angle. I do go in for the short, but he's also I do find him, especially at the start of a fight, to be good on the long angle.
You
But
have some flexibility, right? So you can get to
yeah,
choose.
yeah, I get to choose.
This feels okay. This
Yeah.
feels a bit far. Even when the card is
Mm.
close, this feels fine. So close range, fine. Long range, or like medium range, fine.
Mm.
Long range, kind of not very good, right? You don't
I often find that spot a bit annoying because there's always like a Reaper that comes up behind me, and then I'm like, then there's an enemy behind me and in front of me, and it's like,
make them
then I've got
force
to
you
back
out.
away.
Make them force you out because if you're here and you get pocket from your Kiri and you force out the Reaper, that's a W. The
Mm.
Reaper doesn't get to flank your team, and that's how you protect your team, by the way. If you can
Yeah.
prevent the Reaper from walking up, you have protected your team, and you do so more than if you just stay here. Because if you stay here and the enemy team comes here and the Reaper
Mm.
comes here, you cannot protect your team. Like it's too late at this point, and you cannot body block. Like body blocking is like whatever, it's fine, but it's not an effective way to protect your team. As if the
Mm.
Reaper won this angle and came here, he's gonna do a lot of damage to his team. So it's up to you or your soldier to stop him.
Okay.
And that's how you protect your team. You pressure the enemy team, so they are more congested, they have less space, you have more space, and your DPS are gonna pop off because they have more angles. And it's easier for them to shoot the enemy team, right? So if you're here and you get forced out, the Reaper chunks your armor, then you run this way. You run back to your team. You lost the angle. That's okay. You made him force you out. If you see the Sigma walking right side up to high ground, you run back because you want to match the Sigma because your team can't, right? But this spot gives you options. If they do neither, you just sit here, you contest card, you have cover, so you don't take a lot of poke. Remember how we said that Mauga is vulnerable to poke? How do you avoid poke? You use cover.
Mm.
You use cover and you run to try to take as little damage as possible.
Yeah.
So here you can contest card when it gets to here. You're gonna
So you think
force.
move here, but I don't need to start there though.
I would
Do I?
say starting here is good because you scout, you see what they have. Like remember when I said the Reaper's here and you need to prevent him from taking this angle. If you're not here, you can't do much about him. Like he's just gonna TP in the window and you're not gonna do damage to him. And running at him is an int because you just use your immobility cooldown for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would argue that you need to be here for a couple of reasons. One, it's good for stopping the card. If you stop the card in this area, it's very good for your hit scan because they can see this is a long sightline that is good for your Ash and for your soldier. And there's very little cover. There's a bit of cover here, and there's a bit of cover in this doorway, and there's a bit of cover here. But for the most part, this is a long linear sightline. It's a choke, right? It's a longer choke. It's a kill box.
Yeah.
Because your team can see here. There's not a lot of cover here, and when the enemy team walk in this area, they die. Maybe they don't die immediately because they have shield and stuff, right? But there's a lot of pressure here. So you would like, it's very similar maps like Havana, Havana first point. You would like the payload to stay in this area for as long as possible because here is where the enemy team is most vulnerable. Once they get to this point, there's a lot of cover. Same with here. Maybe not here, but you see my point, right?
Yeah. I mean, because when I'm playing on attack, like on this point, I usually always just go immediately up the stairs on the left, like the left of attack.
Yep. You
You know,
clear
so
high ground, but
yeah, I
if
clear high ground, and it usually almost always works. Like,
mhm, mhm.
maybe that's just my rank.
No,
Um,
no, no. This is
but
valid,
like,
especially if the sigma's on low ground. And if the sigma isn't on low ground, you can
I was
push the
just,
card to here, force him to
mm,
drop, and then go take high ground because you can do that faster than he does.
yeah, and like, from that spot, I usually just sort of kill one or two supports, and then my team usually pushes them all the way
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
We get the point. Not
Let's
always, obviously, but it's just hard for the tank to
yeah. Let's get back to what I was trying
protect
to
it.
the point I was trying to
Yeah.
make. If the card is here and you are here, you stop the card. You force them to sit in the kill box where your team does a lot of damage. You contest the flank. So this Reaper cannot this flank. The Reaper cannot walk. This is you,
Mm,
the Mauga guy. Um,
yeah.
you have rotation options
Mm,
wherever you want to go, and this is also an angle. The reason why angling is good is, as I said, they cannot LOS you and your team at the same time. If they're playing around this corner, I actually don't know if you can see them from here, but you might be able to poke them out, right? They cannot.
mm,
The purpose of angles is to deny cover. Remember how I said that cover is what prevents you from being poked out? Well, if you take an angle, you deny some cover always. You deny this cover inside here, right? Maybe you
yeah.
see here. I'm not sure if you see here. You deny this cover in here, this piece of cover.
Mm,
You deny it. It's based on what you see, based on what you control with your M1 pressure, which makes you unique. You can poke people and you can do damage to them. And being on an angle helps you with that because it makes it harder for them to avoid the damage. If they avoid you, they get shot by your team, ideally. If they avoid your team, they get shot by you, ideally. And so there's a lot of pressure all the time. And
yeah.
it's going to force them to use cooldowns or healing resources or whatever. And in the long
Mm,
run, you're going to have the cooldown advantage.
yeah. I guess also splitting up from my team, I worry about like making it hard on the supports. Like, especially like we've got a Moira, so she's not going to be
I
able
don't
to heal
care. If the
both
Moira
groups at
wants to,
once.
she could play with you, and it wouldn't be a bad play because the Moira also wants
Mm,
to play close and she wants to suck people, and she can't suck from high ground, right? So if you tell your
true.
Moira, yo Moira, hold with me right here,
Mm,
she gets value from your cardiac. It's a hero that gets value from your cardiac. You can
mm,
play a 3-2 split, so you can have two people here and three people here. You have the long range hit scan holding the long sideline. Obviously, I'm explaining this stuff to you so you start seeing it, right? You cannot tell people in ranked that this is how Overwatch works.
yeah.
But and you shouldn't expect people to understand this shit. But if you get Moira and Mauga to play here, you got a brawlier front line that can stop the card. You got healing pocket. The Moira can suck somebody to get resources. You suddenly
Mm,
2v1 the Reaper on the flank, and he cannot win.
mm,
And you have hit scan holding the high ground and doing a lot of damage on main. And if you see that they're rotating on high ground, again, you can just run this way and you can meet them. Sure, it's not as good as holding them on this corner, but
mm.
honestly, against the Sigma, it doesn't even matter because the Sigma is gonna walk up, he's gonna shield your team, rock you, and you're gonna lose the corner anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I think on this interaction, Sigma comes up on the right and it went well. But like, I don't know if I got lucky.
Honestly,
Um,
with what they have, you can even run on them here.
yeah, I think I
If he
stomp
doesn't
him and
shield your
I think I
team,
stomp him and he gets deleted.
does this look
I think that's what
familiar?
happens.
Hold on, does this look familiar?
Like this path
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah. Doesn't it look like here? Doesn't it look like the
like a bit
same?
of a kill
It's a
box.
kill box. This is a kill
Yeah.
box. If you are here and your team is
Mm.
here, it's Christmas for them. It's a long corridor
Oh, you mean it
with no
if
cover.
they if I enter, I don't usually enter. I usually sort of play on that corner. Like
Well, you can
um
if you want to. So like if you get shielded off, it's rough. But
mm.
if you burn shield before you go in, you can make this play because it's yes, it's you can run here,
So
stomp,
you think I should
cardiac.
go in? I thought you were saying that I would die if I went in because it's a kill box for us or a kill box for
It's a kill box
like.
for you because you're already set up here.
Oh, okay. So if yeah, okay.
Think about your DPS. Your DPS usually the long range is can. Well, it's not only the DPS because sometimes the Winston sets up a kill box by sitting on a high ground, right?
Mm.
But it's about the space that you can control and the space without cover that they have to cross to get to you.
Yeah,
Once they
yeah.
pass this corner, it's easier for them to fight for this space because there's a lot of cover around here and they can like
Mm.
play around it and shit. But during this rotation, they're pretty vulnerable. Now, I'm not saying that you should always go in. In fact, most of the time you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
But it's something to think about. Like if you
Mm.
can, the reason why this feels good is because it's a congested area with no cover, and your DPS do a lot of damage here.
Yeah.
And if you see the opportunity, they don't have sleep. Their shield is low. You can go in, stomp, cardiac, and then play this corner. And then while you're taking all the heat, your team is shooting from high ground.
Yeah.
It's the
Makes sense.
same. It's the same concept as this one, right? Only here you don't even need to commit. You can just sit on a corner, and this creates so like when the Sigma gets to this corner, it's already a bit close for your team. It does a lot of damage, right? But if you keep the Sigma down here, it's not as bad. They can afford to like play a couple steps back and just burn the shield, and the Sigma's gonna lose the longer game if you don't take a lot of poke here, right?
Yeah.
So you see how we haven't even started the VOD, and I've already talked for 30 fucking minutes.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's not your
Do we
fault.
have a time limit?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't have to do anything tonight, but I'm gonna try to keep the call under an hour or like about an hour, because usually it's not productive if it goes over an hour.
Okay.
The reason why I'm explaining this stuff to you is so that you can start playing your positions smarter. You can start taking angles that benefit you and that are split from your team. Because check this out, if the enemy team wants to shoot you here, they're gonna get crossfired by your team up here. So if they want to turn a corner and shoot you, they get shot in the back. And this is a very powerful thing. This is a very, very powerful thing with tank. This is what I usually tell Sigma players. Play on an angle from your team so that if the funny Mauga guy wants to go and stomp you, he's gonna freaking die because he gets shot in the back by 4 people. And he's not gonna understand. He's gonna flame his teammates. He's gonna say, guys, go into Sigma, kill the Sigma. But you can't. Because these guys are here and they're pressuring you, right? So you're kind of acting like bait, in a sense.
But what if like the whole team comes from the left?
You run. Oh, from here.
Run away. Like, sometimes they do. I mean, maybe that's not a good strat, but people will do that.
You just hold here.
Just hold. Oh, okay. Just pull back a bit, but not run all the way back to my team.
Well, if they're going on you with speed and rock and shit, then sure you run away. But it's not. It's contextual. I don't think that in this scenario you can like, go this way. I don't think it's good. I think you just play this cover here, so you get a pocket, and your team can. What's important is that your team can see the people that are shooting you, or they're trying to take space, or the people that you are shooting. Right. If you're fighting this alone, obviously you're gonna die. It is a 5v1. Yeah. But if you're playing here, it's no longer a 5v1, because when they turn the corner, you can peek here, light them up, maybe play here. Or whatever, slightly different angle, right? And when they push out, you can either cardiac shoot, you get low, you run out. In the meantime, your guys are all shooting from high ground, right?
Yeah.
It's again a management of resources. Where are your corners? Where can you sit to avoid taking too much damage? And that's important for tanks, because if you take damage all the time, yes, your supports are gonna farm ult.
Yeah, take a lot of damage.
But your Kiriko would like to keep to shoot, not heal you. Same with your Moira. She would like to suck the Juno or the Widowmaker. She doesn't like to kill you. So if you can avoid taking too much damage, that's a great skill for a tank. The other one,
my friends complain. Sorry.
No, go on.
I was just saying one thing my friends complain about a bit is they're like, "Oh no, don't play tank because you're gonna play Mauga and then we're gonna be just healing you all."
I mean, they have a point, because Mauga, as I said in the beginning, doesn't have any mitigation tool. It doesn't have a defense matrix, doesn't have a shield. So you need to play smart around cover, so they don't have to 24/7 pocket you. And on certain maps, it's not gonna be possible, and against certain comps. And in that scenarios, you are better off switching. I know you said you OTP this character, and I'm not gonna tell you not to OTP him, but because I do think that OTPing characters is the best way to learn a character. But if you want your friends to have fun, and if you want to have fun, in certain scenarios you should swap something else, because Mauga is not equipped to deal with every scenario.
Yeah, I was trying to think, well, I don't know if I like wanna full on commit to like having a second, but
you could have somebody to pull out every now and then, right?
Yeah, I was thinking, but like I couldn't really figure out what would counter what would be a good...
It was his weaknesses.
Yeah, like what would counter his weaknesses? I mean, I was thinking maybe Orisa because of her like
Orisa's
and anti
good right now, but she suffers from the same stuff. Like if you get a Junkrat, if you get a Junkrat or a Zen, Orisa really suffers. She's also vulnerable to poke, even though she takes a very little damage up close. She doesn't have any way to prevent people from far away from poking her out. You know,
is she not good at poke now? I mean,
she's fine at poke. It's just she's very similar to you. She does decent poke at range, but like if you put an Ashe here, she's gonna do more damage to Orisa than the Orisa does to Ashe. And it's the same with Zen. Like Zen counters you both, and Junkrat counters you both, because they just do a lot of damage
against Mauga.
I think it's fine. Yeah.
because yeah, I guess yeah, maybe I'm just used to playing against like bad Junkrats because they often sort of bounce up in the sky and then I just laser them.
I mean, I
Also, I've
don't.
got his scan, so it's like
I mean, sure,
yeah,
if he fights you right here, maybe he's gonna lose. But
yeah. So you mean long
if he
range spam
controls
Junkrat?
if he controls an angle with poke with spam,
Mm.
you don't have any
The
way
traps can
to.
be kind of annoying,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. I would say that a good second for you it could be Sigma, could be
Sigma, you think?
yeah,
Okay.
I think Sigma would be fine if you like ground tanks. Like if you're on if you like brawler
Mm.
tanks. If you want to learn a dive hero, which I would recommend. I would recommend any tank player to
Yeah.
have a dive hero and a brawl hero in their hero pool. You could go for Diva. You
I used to main Wrecking Ball, but like I think there was just too much hack and sleep and CC
it's a
that I
bit
just I
better
just stopped
now.
playing it
Like
eventually.
in my experience, it's a bit
Wish they
better now.
I wish they gave him like, you know,
I know Ball is a
defensive
hard hero.
shield blocks,
Ball is a hard
CC or
hero,
something.
and yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's like Bull is fine. If you want to play Bull Mauga, it's fine. It's good. Like
Mm.
on a map like Numbani, you're gonna struggle with Mauga.
I feel like it's kind of the make your team hate you duo. Like they're
um,
like, please switch off Mauga, and then I switch to Bull.
yeah, it's
No.
even worse. How do you?
Yeah.
And
Like, you guys are left alone now.
I think Bull's fine. I think Sigma is fine. I think Diva is
Mm.
fine.
I
Even
guess they're like
Winston.
sort of aimish tanks, so like I guess I
If
like
you
sort of
enjoyed
tanks
that
that are aiming.
aspect, if you enjoyed aiming with tanks, then Bull is good. Always
Mm.
hits can, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of the reasons I play. I like playing hitscan heroes. Um,
Yeah, that was like why I picked one of the reasons I picked him up in
mhm,
at the start. It was fast and hit scan, but um, yeah, and that's one of the the main reason I like Mauga.
mhm,
So it's a bit like Soldier as a
mhm,
tank. Well, he's kind of like Soldier mixed with Reaper, but
mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So Sig, Ball, Diva, I think they're all fine for you if you want to, because I mean, Ball doesn't have a lot of ways to mitigate poke, but he can just bypass poke by his positioning smarter, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And again, there's gonna be maps where he can't do that, and Mauga can't do that, and you're gonna cry. But whatever.
Mm.
If you want to pick a
Should,
second hero, I think Ball is fine.
okay.
Mm,
Should we see how the first engage,
yeah,
like see how
yeah,
the start
yeah.
goes?
I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to say before we.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we talked about crossfires, right? Forcing the enemy
Mm.
team to turn it back to your team. This is why positioning slightly in a slightly different position from your team is good. Even when you're playing all-in comps, like if you watch a higher level play, they get a Genji here, they get a Mauga here, and they get a Lucio here, and they go in together from different angles, but they go towards the same target and they commit on the same target, right? And they make use of your cardio. But even then,
Mm.
they don't always play stacked together. Um, so off angles, range, cover. I think that's about everything for the manga
Oh
starter
yeah,
class.
trying to make myself use cover more. Oh, that's something we're focusing on.
But you wanted
Sorry about the
to
spray. Me and my friends were laughing at the spray.
you wanted to focus on
Mm.
freaking what's it called target priority.
Also, yeah,
So,
that's
and
something.
this is
Sorry, it's just when I've seen my VOD, sometimes I'll run in too deep and like get
I don't
myself
care.
killed. I mean, that's something
I
I
don't
get
care.
better at.
Running too deep. Okay.
But like, yeah, that's one of the things that that I trying to get better at.
So
Like if I get too confident,
if you were here, you could have scouted this rotation.
I guess I'd be doing more damage than.
Yeah, and you'll also be doing a bit more
That's-
damage than this.
Yeah, I start off pretty like
You have two
pretty
options
crappy
here.
on my aim and stuff.
You have two options here. You see a Cassidy that's alone. You don't see anybody else. So it's like,
Mm.
in your head, in theory, you should go like, okay, I only see a Cassidy and a Moira. The Widow just died, or that's a Juno, whatever. Where's the rest of the team? They're either here, but you
Yeah.
didn't see them cross, or they're here, right? So
Yeah, so I was assuming they were coming on the right.
you should have assumed that they were coming on the right. They should have been here already. But honestly, you
I
could
guess that's
just
what I
run
was
on the
thinking.
cast and kill him. And even if your
Yeah.
team dies, the card doesn't progress. The card's gonna
But
go
then
back to here.
wouldn't the enemy team just come back and finish
Yes,
me
by
off and
the
get a load of
yes by the but by the time they do, the card is like already back here, and they don't get any card progress. Like if you go here and you lose, the card gets to here,
Yeah.
or even here, and then you're in one fight territory to losing. But if you choose to go on this guy and kill him, maybe your team survives. They run away, right? They're probably gonna kill your Ash, but they shouldn't kill more than your Ash because these guys have mobility. And then if you stop
true.
card and then you go back and you kill everybody, then that's good. If you want to let the Cassidy push card and you want to match this, That's good. I think the second is probably the better option, just because you're good in the tank trade. But and there's only 2 people here, but it's your choice.
Yeah, I think here I turn around, someone says Sigma coming up right
You
or
do, but
something.
you do so late, because if you get rocked now, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I'm not,
Hmm?
yeah, so here I do that. A
Hmm?
bit deep, but it does
No,
work
no,
out.
no. I think it's fine.
Oh, you think it's fine?
I think it's fine because you've seen shield. So they use shield.
Yeah,
You
never sure
suck.
running through shield, because like, you know, obviously I don't get any heals once I'm through,
You're in a
through shield.
5v2. You're in a 5v2 here. You should be scared of running through shield when you're stomping 5 people.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know, or I wasn't, I
Even
sort of
if you get
assumed there
rocked
was
here,
more
you're
team
not gonna
behind
die,
him,
bro.
but I guess I wasn't keeping track of all of his team. Like, I thought, you know, there might be a bunch of people behind him, so... But, I mean, I know
You
there
see
aren't, but,
everybody.
yeah, true. I
I
mean,
know it's hard to keep track of this, and you're gonna get better with time. But even
mm,
even if you didn't know, this guy is trying to take space. You stomping him is preventing him from taking space. So it's a good play. And you're not
okay.
going too deep because guess what?
Yeah, I've got the
You can
corner.
press A and you got a corner, right? If you go like I don't know here, maybe it's a bit too deep because you don't have a close corner to go to. But remember when I said that you can stomp in this area, I said that you stomp here and you play this corner.
Yeah, yeah. Also, just so you know, I think Reaper and BKO's wife, they were in VC, so there was some comms, but not for the rest of the team.
That's right.
I don't know if that...
It doesn't make a difference.
Okay. And this something just gets deleted.
What? You stomp
I'm not
and
sure
gets
what.
deleted?
No, I was just saying I stomp him and then he just gets deleted.
Yeah,
I don't know what exactly deleted him, but
it's a good stomp. Well, it's you know what deleted him? The DPS that were behind you.
yeah, yeah.
Gets shot by 3 people and he dies.
Yeah, and cancels the suck as well, so
Yeah, this is good.
nice. Yeah, when the car
Chasing
gets here, I
kills.
guess I did jump down just to see if, yeah, clean him up, but...
And with how your Ash is positioned, I wouldn't hate it if you were like closer as well.
You think run up to protect him?
I mean,
Or
if they want to fight
actually,
close,
doesn't
then
matter.
you should fight close, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You could be here, or you need to spam pull back.
Yeah, I think I might have been spamming fullback.
Okay.
Do you have
So
the ping sounds on or something?
no, but it
Okay.
doesn't matter. You know, if you were doing it, then I trust you.
Yeah,
So,
I probably would have.
yes.
I can't remember
So you
exactly,
could be
but
here shooting a bit, taking the pressure off your Ash, right? Because if they're shooting you, they're not shooting your Ash, and then your Ash gets headshots, and then you run
yeah.
back to here.
Okay.
Because it's not incorrect for your team to hold close. Because if you do hold closer, you're gonna force more resources by the time they reach the card. And if they have less resources by the time they reach the card, they're gonna have less resources during the fight. And if you have more resources, you're usually gonna win the fight.
Okay.
Okay, this is good. Breaking shield. You got a pick.
I was checking if he was coming around again.
Okay. I think this is good. I think this is fine. But stay here.
And then I get. Oh, okay.
You just
Stay
walk in the
there.
open. That's why you take all this
I was trying to
damage.
sort of cross to the. Yeah, I do sometimes end up sort of walking in the open to try and.
But you don't need to. Do you need to?
No,
I mean,
like it's like a bad habit of mine. I mean.
yeah, no, it doesn't matter that the Sigma's shooting your team. If the Sigma walks, you shoot him in the back, you slam him. Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
I was
Like,
trying to sort of
you being here
get his
doesn't.
attention so that he shoots me instead of my team.
Well, you're gonna make him shoot you by shooting him in the back.
Okay.
And also if you want to rotate, run. Don't just walk to the open.
Okay. Well,
Like
use
if
this
you're
dash.
being
I'm
forced
trying to
out.
sort of hold on to it a bit.
Yeah.
Especially versus Sigma, because you know, rock and suck and stuff.
Yes. I don't disagree with you, but what I'm saying is that if you want to rotate, I don't think rotating here is necessary. But if you want to rotate, it's better to use your run just because you get the damage reduction than just walking to the open.
Okay. Yeah, I did take quite a lot of damage.
So see, if you were here, they wouldn't be able to walk up that easily, or they would have to pay attention to you. And I think the Sigma shield is broken. Your team can do a lot of damage.
Split from my heels.
You are split from your heals, but you still have your run, so you can run to here.
Okay.
And you still have your cardiac, by the way, that you haven't used. So you could go here, pop your cardiac, shoot the Cassidy, and you're gonna be fine. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the same
Yeah,
thing.
I
You're
guess
just picking multiple people.
I guess I got a bit overwhelmed. Well, I was just sort of spraying into a crowd.
Yeah.
So like I start off the match not doing my best, and then I sort of pick up a bit.
It's fine, bro. Don't Don't
No,
beat
I know.
yourself
I
over
just
it
mean
here.
like, um, I didn't mean like that. I meant like,
The mic.
I guess I wasn't thinking properly at the start.
Don't
So
don't. I don't care. I don't care. If you want to say that you wouldn't normally do that, it's fine. But you don't have to give me all these excuses.
no,
And
I don't
no,
mean it like as an excuse. I mean like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
just stop thinking about it. It's fine.
Okay,
If you know this stuff, you just tell me I know this stuff, and I'm not gonna talk about it. I don't.
okay.
That's okay. Okay, now you're scratching your nose.
Yeah, can you do that? Put it down.
This is good. That's okay. You can't do anything about that.
I guess normally I'd feel like, oh, I should have walked in front of the soldier
No, no.
to body
It's not
block.
your fault, bro. You're not a meat shield.
Yeah,
You are a pressure sponge in the sense that you
I
force
thought
people
that
to
was what
pet.
Mauga was supposed to sort of meat shield a little bit.
What?
I thought he was supposed to meat shield a bit. Is he not?
I wouldn't say so, no, because you take a lot of damage and you force the healers to heal you. It's like
Okay.
you force people to look at you by doing damage to them, and when they look at you, you do damage to them, and when you get low, you could duck into cover. I would like you to go here.
Okay.
It's
Of
says
where the camera is.
yes, because you know that them pushing up here is no longer a threat. You've seen them rotate away, so your next best angle is here because it's an angle. It's
I
an off
never really
angle.
used
Really.
this angle, to be honest. Maybe I
I
should
mean,
try
you shoot the
using
soldier.
it
He
again.
has nowhere to run. You're gonna
Yeah.
force pocket on the soldier, and whatever this is, purifying. Doesn't you don't offer any protection to her. In fact, you would help her more by forcing the soldier to look at you by shooting him. So I would go here. If you
So
do a lot of
protect your
damage,
team protect your team by being away from them, not by being next
protect
to
your team by pressuring the enemy team,
them. Okay.
by being a threat to the
From
enemy
an off
team.
angle.
Usually, yes, usually.
Okay. But don't jump down to
No,
contest cart.
no, because you're dropping into 4 people with Ana.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you get this guy low, you can run towards him, like towards here if you want to. But honestly, you're in a 3v5. You probably need to give this up. You probably
Yeah.
need to get away, or you need to get a trade fast. And the
I'm
way
not
to
sure
get a
what I do,
trade.
but I think I could see myself probably panicking, dropping down, and dying.
No, no, no.
I feel
You
like
should. You have two options. You either get out right now, and you can because they're not close enough to punish you, or you go for a trade. And you go for a trade either by shooting this guy, getting him low, and then killing him. You can also try to like all in and kill somebody, but I don't think you're gonna get the kill here with what they have.
yeah, I'll probably end up
But,
trading.
but what I was also gonna say is that why pressuring from an angle is good often is because they also don't expect it. So you're gonna get 50 damage on the soldier before he can react to you and run away, right? And if they don't pay attention, I think you can actually kill this guy here.
Okay. So you would say go for the soldier, not for any of the supports, because I always was sort of told, go for the supports first. Then if you can't get them, then go for the damage. Then if you can't get them, go for the.
The problem with you can't get them is that if you use cooldowns and you can't get them, you can't go for anything else because you don't have your cooldowns. And the reason why I'm saying that you should be shooting the soldier right here is because it's the easiest thing to shoot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess he just gets shown first.
He's fat. He's in the open. I mean, sure, you could shoot the brick, but the brick has a shield, and the Sigma has a shield, and you don't even see the Ana. So it's like,
say the Ana was next to him though. Would you say shoot him or Ana?
I don't care. Whatever.
You wouldn't mind. Okay.
I don't.
You
I
wouldn't
don't
say
mind.
Ana.
I
Go
don't
for
care.
support first.
And
Because I guess my thought process was like, if I shoot the soldier, the Ana could just heal him. But if I shoot the Ana, the soldier. Well, I know
yes.
technically could heal her.
If you at this range, I think it's better to shoot Diana. But honestly, any pressure or any squishy, like if you shoot the soldier and the soldier gets pocketed by Diana, you're taking up the attention of 2 people and the resources of 2 people.
Okay, so it's good anyway.
It's good
Even if I
anyway.
don't get a kill.
Well, sorry.
Even if I can't kill him.
Yeah, well, in this scenario, there's a very low kill threat. I told you should probably all get out and prepare to fight on the next corner. But people overemphasize target priority. It's obviously an important thing. Like, yeah, you're right. If the Ana is close to the soldier, it's better to shoot the Ana. But it's if that's not available, you take what's available for you. And you shouldn't like go out of your way, run into their spawn to shoot their backline. Because against this backline, you're not going to kill them. That's the issue, right? You're picking 5 people again. That's the problem. And here you're picking without armor, which is also a problem. You shouldn't pick without armor. You should wait behind the corner to get healed, and then you should pick again.
So focus on the armor, not just the sort of size.
The armor is very important. The armor is very important because armor has a lot of damage reduction. If I am a support and you are above the armor threshold, I don't care. Like I'm gonna heal you here and there, and then I'm gonna do damage. If you, as soon as you fall under the armor threshold, you're in immediate danger of dying because they do a lot of damage. It's
Yeah.
very easy to hit you because you're fat as fuck, and it takes a lot. Think about this, because they, when you have armor, they do less damage than I do healing. It's easier for me to heal you through the damage. But when you lose your armor, it's suddenly harder for me to heal you through the damage. So when you lose your armor, you're like in imminent danger of death because I cannot out heal the damage that they do to you.
Yeah.
So it's important that, especially before engagement, this applies to Winston as well, applies to Reinhardt as well, you keep your armor, or you wait to get healed, or you wait to regain your armor before you peek again.
So would you say in like a peeking or poking thing, as soon as I drop below
Yeah.
armor,
Yeah, you should
go back and cover?
go, yeah.
Okay, not wait until I get to like
No,
half or
this
a
is
third.
this is danger zone. Like, it's hard danger zone. If the Cassidy
Yeah, I
pushes
know
you
that
now,
now. I'm like, but say I had half. Would you say
maybe you
don't
can quit
poke,
it, but
don't
I don't
peeky?
see the point of quitting it. Like, armor is what keeps you safe as a tank.
Okay. I guess he's got a very like small armor threshold compared to some tanks, so it's a bit like
Yeah, but
harder to...
when you're in a poke war, you assume allegedly, or I assume you have a bit of cover, so you can choose when you peek and when you don't peek.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, if you get to this point, say, I understand what you're saying, and again, what I'm saying is mostly it's mostly pointers. It's about the strategy. How you want to do it as the Mauga player is up to you, because I don't main Mauga, and I don't need to main Mauga to know how this character is being played, but you know the nuances of the character, and you know that you can't get away with shooting until you get to this point or to this point. But the theory behind it is that this is very important for you.
Yeah. Also, especially if I have like if I have my E, I guess I feel more safe, because I got a panic button kind of thing.
Yeah,
Well,
and
it depends who I'm up against. Obviously, some
especially
people I can't heal, but
with the pokers, because you're a hybrid character, you're a poke, but you can also brawl. You're gonna eventually want to go in, right? So
yeah,
if you wait till you get to this point, it's gonna take longer for you to be ready to go in, and you might miss the window than if you wait till here or till here, right?
yeah,
It's
that
like, you
makes
need
sense.
your armor to go in. You cannot go in without your armor because you're instantly going to die. That's, you can't do anything about that. Your soldier fell again.
Yeah, that's shields and as well.
I don't think there's any point in fighting here. You probably just go back and you wait
You
for a
think
soldier
fallback?
again. Hmm?
Okay. You think fallback, not poke from the high ground, or
You're in a position to come in here. You're very close to the enemy team.
okay?
This is not even poke. Like, this is just brawling. You're point blank to the enemy team, and you're one down.
Yeah,
And you have one in spawn actually, so you're two down. So I would just
yeah.
run out here.
I have a problem. I am just face tanking the rocks. I don't know if I should try and
No,
sprint to not get
no, it's not
stunned.
about sprinting. It's about playing cover again. Like, if you play around the corner, it's easier for you to dodge it. And even if you get hit, around the corner, you don't take as much damage.
Yeah, true.
Like, if you were 5 up here, or sorry, if everybody was here, I would tell you to play this corner and try to LOS and shoot the soldier while not taking damage from the brig or whatever. And if they push you, you run back to the next corner and you play here. And then you play here, and then you get the cage, and then you catch the sig, and then you win the fight.
Yeah. So like corner stuff or something.
Corner stuff.
to
Corner
work
is
on.
very,
Yeah.
very important, and you're gonna probably, this is like, we've gone through how much 3 minutes, and this is the most important thing that you need to keep in mind.
So corner more than target priority,
Yes.
so far at least.
Yes. I mean, the target priority has been fine so far. I think this is fine. Just need to be careful because you're gonna push you.
Yeah.
And if they push you, you need to kill. You need to hit this guy, not because he's squishier, but because he's a threat. With target priority, it's a matter of who is more killable. So like, usually lower HP or easier to hit or whatever. Who is more dangerous? Because even if this guy was the Sigma, you would still have to shoot the Sigma, because if you don't shoot the Sigma here, he will kill your team.
So danger above, like how you.
Not necessarily. I don't think there's a hard. I don't think there's a hard rule. I would honestly put danger above killable, but you could argue that if you kill, I mean, maybe this guy doesn't immediately kill somebody, but like, there's no hard rule here. It's not textbook. It's
Yeah.
Are they
like,
killable here? No.
Say it was
Go on.
I mean, like, I know it's not, but like, say the Cassidy was pocketed by a Mercy or something, and like I was on a hero that kind of needed to kill the Mercy first to damage him. Like, he is very dangerous, but you still go for the one that's keeping him alive, right? first, I think, don't you? Like you would go for the support that's pocketing him if
Is
there
the
was someone
Mercy
picking him
flying
up.
in the air like here? Maybe, sure.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
guess.
if she's playing around the corner and then should have casting.
Yeah. I just, in terms of the damage, like
I
in
think
terms
you're
of the
thinking
list,
about it too much. Like target
too much.
priority matters. Shooting the right target matters, but you're thinking about it too much.
Yeah, I guess it's always why I end up feeling like, oh, I should be shooting that one instead.
So like here,
I'm not sure why I ran in. Yeah.
you're running because you have Fox, and it's not a bad choice, and you have Cole. But honestly, crazy idea. What if you run out this way?
Oh, really?
Yeah. What if you drop
You don't
here
think I
and
would
you
just
run?
lose, lose
You have
heals, get
40
slept and all that?
HP, 40% damage reduction when you run, no?
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
don't get
Like once I
slept.
arrived though.
Well,
Or like
you go
antied
this
and
way.
then deleted.
You go this way. You stomp on the corner. You pop your thing, and then you sit on the corner and you shoot.
So more
And
aggressive. Because
it's
I'm always
it's
like,
it's the
my team are
angle.
always saying,
It's
why
the
did you run
angle.
in? You ran in and died. If I try and do something like crazy aggressive like that.
The problem with being here is that every bit of CC is going to be thrown your way,
Yeah.
and it's very easy for the enemy team to throw the CC because you're right in front of them. It's the same with Winston. If you're playing Winston, I'm telling you to drop here and jump this way because they don't expect it. They're not looking at it. They're looking at main because that's where the ults are coming from.
Okay.
So it's less likely. It's more likely that you're gonna be able to stomp this Ana and kill her before she can sleep you by dropping and running this way than by running this way. You see how it's easier to see the Ana?
Yeah, yeah.
And again, you run, you end up near a corner. It's the same with Ryan. You charge, you end up near a corner. You go to the bathroom, you end up to a corner, near a corner. It's all the same, right? It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't think
And
this is
you don't think staying in the Kitsune is important? Like,
no, it's not
okay.
particularly important for you. Because if you stay in the Kitsune and you go this way, they just go back. They go back and they shield, and you do fuck all. You break the shield. But if you go here
Yeah.
and you get a stomp, you can actually get a kill because you're also calling. So your team is gonna push up, and they're gonna go back.
Yeah.
Pressure from a different angle, and this is not always gonna work. You might go. Your team might not push up. They should push up because we are using ult right now. But
Yeah.
they might not push up. You might slam here, get naded, get shielded, and die. Is it a bad play? I don't think so. It's just your team just didn't follow up. And
Yeah.
like if you're in comms here, obviously you go in, right? But I think this is the low risk, medium reward. I think this is the medium risk, high reward. Whichever you want to take, it's up to you. I was pointing this out because I don't think you realize that this is an option for you.
Yeah. I guess it's like you were saying, it might not work, and then like when it doesn't work,
You're gonna think
or
it's
I've
a bad
tried
play.
things, and then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't do that. Like I try and learn from it, but I guess just because something doesn't work,
It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
does that not necessarily
It's
mean
about the
worst
fundamental.
thing?
It's about the intention, right? If your team doesn't follow up on this, you would die regardless. Like if you went here and your team doesn't follow up, you would die anyway. So it's like it's not always a question of die equals bad. It doesn't work like that. It's about context. And like, sorry, that's my phone. If your Ash goes here, this is like huge for you to slam from this side. Because again, look, I'm gonna let me mute my phone because
Yeah, I
it's getting
didn't
annoying.
realize the Ash was up there.
I know, but it's crossfire again. They're not gonna look at the Ash in a million years if you go this way and you slam this way. It's gonna take a bit of mechanical skill here to be able to to land near the corner, and you're gonna need a tiny bit of luck. But
Swerve all the way around to get back to my team's side.
I mean, you don't even need to. You could go this way and you can slam and you could play around the corner, around the card. Sorry, you could be here. And when your team push up to here, they can see you. They can heal you.
I guess they could. Yeah. Or not if I like hide behind the cart.
Well, no, but you're playing here. You're playing this bit of cover, and then you go this way, and they can suddenly see you again. Again, if you want to go main, it's okay. I think that if they might be dumb and they might not walk back, and then it's gonna be fine. But if they walk this way, then they kite 2 of your ultimates.
Yeah, I guess I worry a lot about like LOS in my healers because I know that's a big thing that a lot of tanks do, or at least in this rank. And I sometimes do.
It's good to have in mind, but you also sometimes you need to be creative with this character because you don't have a lot of tools. Like you need
Yeah, yeah.
you need to stomp these guys to kill them, right? You're not gonna kill them by just sitting main and shooting them.
No.
And how do you stomp them? You stomp them
Oh, I
by
got.
catching them off guard, by running on a weird angle.
I got flux. I think. I think it just
Yeah,
blew me up.
well, you see, they just ducked behind the corner because the ults were bad, and you got naded, and you didn't get cleansed because I don't know, this guy doesn't care. And then you take a lot of damage, and then you get flaxed, and you die. This was bad.
Should have. Oh, I think I ran, but like it was just a bit too
No,
late.
this is just a bad Suzu.
So
It's
it
whatever.
cancelled the run.
It's whatever.
Well, I don't know why I ran in the end, but it was panic, I guess.
I mean, sure, if you want to look into the micro very specifically.
Yeah, maybe I mean, I think I'd end up sort of over analyzing every little mistake I did in the situation.
I think it's fine. Like if you're better with the run, maybe you don't get flux. But I'm more worried about like the general, how you think about the game in general than the small micro
All
stuff.
the macro.
This is just no cover. Okay, and here I would probably start walking this way.
Oh, there. I've never played that side. I've always only ever.
I mean, on main, it's very open. I think, remember, you're vulnerable to poke. If you go here, you shoot the Brig in the side, you shoot the Sigma in the side. I mean, you're here, they cannot... he's going to require a full pocket from his team to not get a... to not lose a lot of HP if you're shooting him from this corner. And who can shoot you back? Nobody.
I'd be worried about sorry, it's just I'd be worried about like if they all descend on me and then I can't
If
I
what?
can't get back to my team.
Bro, you have run.
Yeah,
you have your run.
true.
The Cassidy, the nano, the Cassidy comes around the corner and he flashes you. I don't care. You take 300 damage, but you run back. You end up here. You're fine. You're chilling.
Yeah.
You're too scared. You need to use your cooldowns the
Yeah,
way
I'm too
they
worried
were.
about these times when I go in too aggressively, so I'm being like
Well,
overly
it's
defensive,
different. I didn't tell you to run to this angle. I told you to walk to this angle. I mean,
No,
you
no,
could
yeah.
even run to it. I think it's a 4-second cooldown, a 5-second cooldown. You're fine if you run to it, but like running and stomping in the open is gonna get you killed, and that's what you're scared of. But you need to experiment with using cover when you run in, and maybe more pressure when you're just in the neutral before the fight starts, right? So you shoot this guy, maybe you get him to half HP, maybe he uses his sub. Then if you want, you can go and stomp here on this corner, and then play this corner. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you're here, you're gonna take all the damage. They're gonna throw everything. They're gonna throw nade. They're gonna throw whip. They're gonna throw helix. They're gonna throw the nade. They're gonna throw the rock. They're gonna throw everything at you. But if you're here, they have to choose. Do I nade the Mauga or do I nade his team?
Yeah. I guess I was also thinking like, oh, there's an Ana and a Sigma. I need to play defensive. I need to play back.
Well, defensive doesn't mean that you're playing in your spawn for one. It just means that you're not necessarily the first one that makes the move. But a move like this is a very safe move because you cannot be pushed here. And if you are pushed, you just run this way.
Well, I guess defensive, like I would call like if their team are there, then like I would, I'd be like practically in their back line, so I'd feel like it's quite an aggressive position. If I get slept,
there's a concept of aggressive
and
but
then
safe. Aggressive but safe is fine because you're not in danger. You're not in danger here. And I agree actually. If you pick here and you shoot the backline, this is also very good. And this talking about the target priority, you could shoot the Sigma because the Sigma is trying to take space, but you could also shoot backline, and I'll be fine with it. And if you want to get really cheeky with it, you shoot backline and then you run to here to scare them, right? And then you play here.
Okay.
And then you use your cardiac of the Sigma because the Sigma's close. But if you shoot the Sigma in the back and you do a lot of damage to him, you force him to turn around. He's no longer shooting your team. Maybe you force him to run back if you do a lot of damage to him, right? It's angles again, space again. Like if you're here, where you are, you're controlling this space. If you're here, you're controlling like this entire space.
Okay.
And multiple angles, right? He cannot shield the multiple angles. This is also true with Ryan. He can only shield one angle. So then you play multiple angles. He takes damage. He goes back. You win the space. You are playing safe, but you're playing passive.
Yeah, I guess passive is like,
Passive is not necessarily good. You can play aggressive but safe.
Yeah.
You shouldn't stop taking angles just because you're getting punished. You should like limit test and see what works and what doesn't.
Like a lot of people say play slow in these sort of situations, but like, and I guess my interpretation of that is, or one of my interpretations is playing passive and playing back and waiting for them to make a mistake.
It's a very
sort of resource
it's a vague concept. Like it's a vague word. Slow is a vague word, but it's also a matter of you can force mistakes. by doing stuff like this because they don't expect it and they don't know how to respond to this. I guarantee you, gold players don't know what to do against this. They're gonna do one of two things. They're either gonna be scared and gonna sit back here, so you're essentially isolating the Sigma. They're gonna you're gonna be scared. They're gonna play here, and the Sigma is alone, and you shoot the Sigma in the back. He loses a lot of HP. Maybe they don't pick to heal him, and he dies. Right?
What if like Sigma shields me and then like they all just throw their cooldowns at me? I get slapped and then antied and rocked.
Hello? You see this?
Yeah. Oh, so just get behind the cover.
You just get behind the cover.
Or like, what if they
fine.
see me before I manage to get behind? Like,
you're playing around the corner, bro.
Yeah.
You're playing on the corner.
Okay, so I guess I need to play more tightly to the corner.
You play here. You're fine. You get slapped. Yeah. I mean, again, you can lose 300 HP, but you can still run out. You're not gonna die when you run out.
Yeah.
And if the Sigma shields you,
healers isn't like that's not. You don't think that's too much to worry about?
losing 300 HP.
No, like if my healers don't have line of sight at me, that's not.
Oh.
I mean,
you don't require a lot of healing by being here, and they can heal you if they're like here, I guess. But
yeah.
But the problem with what you're saying is, I understand what you're saying, but the problem with what you're saying is that if you take a head-on fight, you're fighting 5v5, yeah? You're fighting, this is you, and this is the enemy team. You're fighting like this, but they have shield, and nade, and sleep, and you're gonna lose this.
So we'll lose the war of attrition if I just play like
no, you're not gonna lose the war of attrition, you're gonna lose the first freaking engagement. War of attrition means going here and shooting and shooting and shooting and getting the cooldowns out and breaking the shield and forcing the nade and forcing the packs and forcing the Cassidy to come here and clear you out. That's the war of attrition because it takes a long time and it takes a lot of resources. And if you lose less resources, you're at an advantage. And you ask me about the Sigma sending the shield to you. But guess what? If he shields you, he's taking a shitload of damage from your team.
Yeah, true.
Shields you here, he's getting lit up by your team.
Well, one thing is like, maybe it's from, because for a long time I was in like bronze, like maybe bronze 5 for a very long time. So like I often have a sort of bad habit of trying to not rely on my team too much. So like, you know, say I went in this and then my DPS were just doing nothing and like they didn't actually follow up on it.
The main, bro. You're gonna shoot the Sigma. I don't care. I don't care. If your DPS do nothing, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
But they're main. They're gonna shoot the Sigma. The Sigma is gonna get shot from multiple angles. He's gonna get his cooldowns first. If the Sigma rocks your soldier for the 3rd time and kills him for the 3rd time, there's nothing you can do about it, and you need to accept that.
Has he died to rock every time? That's not what the soldier's died to.
I don't know if he died to rock. He died to the Sigma, but it's not your fault. He was like feeding. He was playing alone in the front line. You cannot help that guy. You need to stop trying to help your teammates. You need to let your teammates help you, but stop trying to meat shield for them. That's not what this character is for.
Okay.
Not even Hog is for meat shielding. If you play Hog, you run around the map and you try to get hooks.
I thought Hog did a bit of meat shooting. I don't know much about Hog, like in terms of playing him.
It's another fat hero. I'm trying to give an analogy. There's no hero in this game that benefits from just standing main and taking a lot of damage. Maybe you could argue Orisa, but even Orisa, if you go to high level Orisa plays on this corner, she shoots, she javelins, she goes to this corner, she fortifies, she shoots, she goes to this corner, she shoots, she goes here, she ults, she gets fortify again. It's like you need to use your resources smart to not take a lot of damage. Resources mean corners, or cover in general, and your cooldowns.
Okay.
And your ultimate, and your fire, or whatever, M1 and M2. But you need to be more creative with how you control these people, because if you just take the 5v5 the way that I said before, you're going to lose every time, because they're better equipped to win that.
Yeah, I find like ammo is quite a big like resource for Mauga because of his really long reload.
I guess, but it's not very important. So like you can't run in this team, you can't fight the 5v5 head-on with this team, so you need to get cheeky, you need to try to do stuff. You need to go here and shoot the Cassidy, force them back, then shoot the Sigma, then force him back, then maybe the Sigma doesn't have shield, and you slam on this corner, and you cage, and you have a better chance of winning than just sitting main.
Yeah.
This whole fight has been you sitting main, taking 1 billion damage, and dying.
Okay.
This whole game, I mean.
Yeah.
This is okay.
So here I'm telling myself, like, go for the supports.
I mean, it's fine, because Diana's low, and she's in front of you.
Yeah.
If you were shooting the Sigma here, you'd be throwing because there was an Ana in front of you, but and now the brig is away and it's not longer available, and you don't shoot the brig. This is good. You go for a Sigma, and now you turn around, you see the brig, you shoot the brig. This is good. I don't
like come
know.
around the cart.
I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know if cardiac helps you when you get rocked. I'm not sure.
It's probably a bad. It's probably more of a panic play. I mean, it does for like 50% damage reduction. I think. Oh, sorry,
Yeah, I would.
40%. I think.
You probably know this better than I do, but I would, if I was to go by like my thinking, I would rather you cancel walk with your run and then you pop cardiac, maybe.
You mean
But
like to sort of tank the rock?
yeah, so you like run to this corner and then you pop cardiac. I don't know. Maybe
Mm.
it's an end. Maybe it's an end because you are stuck in
I
their
guess I was
backline.
like,
But
I guess I try and hold on to my if I'm especially if I'm low or something. Well, I'm not low anymore. I think I must have healed off something.
I think you are the person that knows the answer to this question. I'm just gonna prompt you to think about it. Maybe
Yeah.
next time you try to, uh, you're playing against a Sigma, right? If he rocks you, where do I run with the rock? Maybe I run this way when he
Mm.
starts the animation, right? And then I have my
Yeah, I guess
cardiac
I
to
don't.
farm him.
Yeah, I guess I don't just have to run at him. I can just run to the side.
And then
He has like a
here,
startup of like 0.3 seconds or something, which
yeah,
sounds like nothing, but if you try and sort of,
time it.
if you time it wrong,
Yeah,
it can
I
just
know, I know, I know,
eat
I
your
know.
cooldown.
Again, it's your choice. Maybe it's too hard. Maybe it doesn't work. But I'm just here to
Mm.
give you ideas.
Okay.
Because again, I can't tell you. Maybe I shouldn't try to tell you how to play this character step by step because that's not my job. It's your job to
Mm.
develop your own niche playstyle and stuff like that. I need to be here to explain to you the fundamentals and give you ideas on what you could do when you're stuck and you don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I
I
don't. I
think
don't.
heroes. I was trying to get the break, and the Sigma was like putting the suck up in front of me, so I couldn't reach the break. I think
It's
she's like one
fine. It's
HP.
fine. I mean, it's fine. You can. I mean, you could run on the break. Honestly, you're full HP.
Run on her. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess I didn't. Yeah, I guess
she's one. She
if
might
I knew that she
rally.
was, I didn't realize that she was one, but I think she does rally. I'm not sure how
Yeah,
to, but
I think with what is happening, the enemy team is about to come back. I think you can cage this because if you cage this,
I'll cage it. Okay.
yes, I
Just for
think
two people.
yes, because if you kill them, can the enemy team push the card?
No, I guess
They're
not.
staggered.
You don't think save it for a bigger fight, like a full fight? Um,
Nade, Pan, Flux. I don't think you need five
yeah.
cage. I don't think you need a 5-man cage to make this
I
work. Like
wouldn't
if
put
you
them
kill,
all in the cage, but like I would cage like one or two without, when and the
you need
rest
to
of them
also remember that cage doesn't
can
have
help.
that much HP. I think it's like 1500 or
Yeah, it
something.
gets burnt kind of quick sometimes.
I don't think
Depends.
people know
Though.
that, so they don't usually shoot the cage. But this is also like people think that you need to get huge ults to get value. You really don't. Like if you
Mm,
cage this and you kill these two people, they're stuck here for the next 20 seconds, and that's value.
yeah.
And another
Sometimes I'm not
problem,
sure how like when to use cage. Like if there's like a Genji on the enemy team, then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna save Cage for his blade because then I can
yeah,
just trap him.
you can,
But
and
in this comp, I'm like, when do I use it? Because I'm worried about using it when Sigma may have ult. Because if I cage and then he's got ult, he just fluxes and like that might be me dead.
yeah, yeah, but it's like he fluxes you, he doesn't flux his. Like you cage him here, he fluxes you, he doesn't flux your team, and the cart is here. It hasn't even passed the corner yet,
Yeah, but
right?
then like if he does kill me, then
Yes,
or his team runs into the cage and they just all melt me,
yes.
then like and then my team just gets cleaned up next and they have to back off and then they
Well,
get the
I
push.
mean, you die here. They're still in a cage for 2 seconds. They should be able. You don't care about your team. I don't care about your team. The reason why I'm telling you to ult here is because right now you're in a 4v2.
Okay.
Right, you're in a
Yeah.
4v2. You kill these two people. The card doesn't move for the next 20 seconds. That's good for you
Mm.
because the point of this mode is to move the card. They don't move the card. That's good for you.
Yeah.
The second
I
thing is
think
that if they use rally or flux, it's better that they use it on you than to wipe your team. If you
Okay.
wait for the next big fight and you 5-man cage and they use rally, you're certainly gonna die. But right now, maybe your Ashe flanks and she kills the rallying break because she's low. Or maybe the BAP lamps you and he saves you because there's only 2 people shooting you, so you're probably not gonna die.
Yeah.
This is good.
She went. She was dead. Oh, I don't know how I died.
You got shot by the nano sig. And
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
the
shot in the
nano
back
sig.
by these guys. But
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fine. It's okay. They use nano. That's fine. Like they use nano, you didn't use an ult. I mean, you bobbed late, but I don't know what this pop is about. It's not triple. You force them to use nano to move the card. That's okay.
Oh no, whole team flux.
Yeah, anybody here? I would rather you be here.
Oh, you want me to go there instead? Okay.
Corner. Hi.
Yeah,
What
I was
corners you
trying
here
to go
to
for like the
play?
low corner. It's not like the okay, it's not really the best corner, but that one, but the pots.
Nah. I think you can shoot easily shoot the castle and force him out from here.
Okay,
That's okay.
sure. Yeah,
Now you pop. Okay, don't pop the cardiac. That's fine. I don't even
yeah,
miss
just
you.
because the shields.
Yeah. You should be
Here,
careful here because you don't have ammo.
oh yeah, my ammo. Yeah, that was it.
That's okay. I mean, this plays fine. You see Diana alone. You go for a slam.
Yeah, I think I was like, okay, I need to kill Anna because she's like the biggest threat to me.
No, that's good. That's fine. Now you need corner. This is good.
Yeah, I'm sort of retreating to find a corner. And then, like,
This fight was fine.
yeah.
Yeah. I heard you. Okay, where is the kill box?
I guess it's in that, it's, past those, past
Like
that
here,
doorway.
right?
Yeah.
So you need to try to hold the card here by playing on this corner.
Oh, that corner, not the cart. You don't think use the cart as cover?
Mm,
I often end up using the cart as cover just because it's like
it's not bad, but
usually, I can contest and use a corner at the same time.
yeah, I guess it's not bad to use a card. I think it's fine. I think yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, there
I mean, you
I
see the
wanted to
shield break,
stun.
but he still has suck. I mean, you try to stun the suck.
Yeah,
Only
but I
issue
basically he
you didn't.
dodged it and
I mean, the play is fine. The only issue you don't end up near a corner. That's the only problem.
yeah. Oh, that's the problem. Okay, because I was thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I burned my cooldowns. Now I'm deep in enemy lines and I get like rolled by a bunch of stuns and stuff.
Yeah, but this only happens because you're slamming in the open.
Okay, so it's just the open, not
Yes.
the depth into the
Yes.
enemy team.
Sorry, come again.
It's not like how deep I went.
You didn't
Like
go
going
deep,
past the
bro.
thing.
You meant 5
Yeah, I
meters.
guess so. But then
You're
suddenly,
using
like,
you're using really big
suddenly their
words.
entire team popped out of like the,
I know.
all the woodwork.
Yes, because you have the angles here.
Yeah, because I didn't realize they were all back there, so I was like, oh,
It's
it's just
fine.
Sigma. And
I mean,
then,
you have the right idea. You just forgot the important part, the corner.
yeah. I thought they might fall back and then I'd use that corner there, but then he went forward instead, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, that's okay. The idea is good, just the execution. You didn't find a corner. That's good. Corner, nice. Even here, if you want to
Playing
run,
a bit
where would you
wide.
run?
I end up playing wide on the corners.
Where would
Sorry,
you run?
what?
Where would you run here?
If I did run, I mean, I could run up to the corner, or I
Like
could
here?
run and slam on the, like on the right. I was thinking. Or I could run in and slam on these
Slamming
guys.
is risky because of nade. You didn't see nade.
Oh yeah. But I guess now I see that they use nade, but
And here you don't need to go back. You can just sit here. Just sit here.
okay.
Get pocket from your BAP. Your BAP is great at pocketing it from range.
I never really tried that sort of angle. I've always tried like a linear, but maybe I should really try that
That's where Sigma is
sort
good.
of angle. Yeah.
Sigma is good on
this guy's
linear,
forward.
and it's the same thing here. He needs to shield his team and shoot you, or shield you and like get shot from your team by your team. So you just the only problem with this is if they clear you out from this side, in which case you just run. You run. I don't know. You run back to card. But
Yeah.
I mean, this is also good. This corner is also fine, but
You like that?
the difference is that you can shoot the enemy team from here, and it's the same crossfire principle that I told you about earlier. It's like this and this, right? They turn their back to your team to shoot you, whereas here they can just deny all the damage by shielding main. You know, that's okay. This is fine. Now, this is not deep. Going here would be deep because you can't get help.
Okay.
You should think of deep as can I get helped by my team here? And sometimes you don't care about that because you have a corner. But it would be a bit inty to like go deep here. If you slammed here, I would be fine with it. It's gonna be a bit risky because it's very like easy for Diana to nade you and shit. But I wouldn't hate this. If you wanna slam here, I wouldn't hate this. You have corner. You're fine. Next 5 seconds, you have run. You run back. But
I guess I'm always worried about being like the Ryan that pins. I know not Ryan, but like the Ryan that pins into the enemy backline and just gets shredded. which I've played with plenty of those when I play DPS or anything.
Bro, have you seen how Cloudy
Like,
plays? Sometimes he pins backline, he ends up near a corner, and then he just shields here. And he sits here until he charges back. And then he charges
really,
back. Because
well, and
it
that's actually good because so you're saying that that sometimes actually works the
it,
pin the
it
enemy
works
back
a
line.
lot of the time because
Really,
if you pin to cover, you're forcing the enemy team to turn around and they give up the space. And when they turn around to chase you, what's gonna happen? They're gonna get shot in the back by your team.
yeah. I guess those bronze rounds they usually
They're up
don't
to
put the shield
something.
up; they just start swinging.
Yeah,
They
no,
just start
like
swinging
it's the same
and
with
swing.
Mauga. If you charge here, you have no cover, you're going to die. But you're going to die slower because you have a shield as Ryan, right? As Mauga,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna melt.
yeah,
So like this, reasonable. If you play this corner,
yeah.
it's
A bit
reasonable.
deep.
No, it's okay.
Oh no, okay.
It's not bad. It's it's fine because your team is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a bit risky, but your team is
I wasn't
pushing up.
expecting Anna to sort of. I was hoping she would, fall back, not go off to the right. So I sort of ended up a bit surrounded, so I got a bit nervous.
It's okay. You have
Back
the
away.
corners. It's okay.
Yeah, I just like explaining what I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
in the moment,
That's okay.
and then I'm like, oh,
That's okay. That's okay. Hold the corner. Your soldier wants to hold up. That's to hold close. That's okay. Hold the corner. Where's your team? This is good. This is good. That's
okay.
okay.
So she's oh, and then
Hmm?
he gets yeah, he gets down there again.
I mean, guess what? Your team doesn't get tons, and then
Yeah.
you live with cardiac.
Oh,
You get. They're using everything on you, right? They're using Nane. They're using
yeah, they're using
Nano,
everything.
and look at their HPs. Because guess what?
Oh yeah, I was watching the Sigma. I wasn't watching the other
I
guys.
mean, I mean, look
Yeah.
at what your soldier can see. It's Christmas for him.
Oh yeah, and he's ulting as well. I didn't even realize
They're trying to
that he
push
ulted
up
during
to
this.
help the Sigma, but in doing so, because you're on a good angle for you, even if you're 1 HP, they
So
get shot
I
by your
think
team.
if this is when we win the engagement, I think I thought like, oh, I was terrible, but thank God my team cleaned up for me.
Well,
But I didn't
you
realize
set
you're
it up
saying
for
that.
them. You set it
So
up
you
for
really
them.
okay?
And even if your team loses
Oh,
here, they use tools. You use one.
use Windows.
I think it's a good play.
Yeah. So it's not a mistake if I get like everything thrown at me.
No, I mean, ideally you would have had run and you would run out here, but
Oh, I think he just stunned my run. Like I tried to run, but he reacted just a bit too late. See, yeah, you see him cooldown.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm
The idea
like,
was
oh
good.
my god, a Sigma behind me, and then press shift. It was too late.
Yeah, no, the idea is good. The idea is good. Even though you got messed up here, you almost win, right? By just being on a good position, because they're all
Yeah.
shooting at you. You
Yeah, if
almost
I
win.
had managed to run it, then like it would have been probably good.
Yeah,
Because then I could escape.
yeah.
My reaction time on some things of like
Don't worry.
stopping stream.
That's okay. Don't worry. I think this is a bit end
I don't know
running
if you
here.
can like. Oh, you really? I was like, oh, I got a contest. It's like right next to the front.
You need to contest when the card is here.
Okay.
You can wait for a couple more seconds for your team to be back.
And I was just just panic running from spawn, and I'm not sure about this play. But,
That's okay.
Oh, it
You're not,
actually worked out.
you're not sure about what?
Oh, that play, but then it seemed to be working out.
I guess it's not bad. I guess I was scared of Flux, but he didn't Flux you.
Yeah. Oh.
That's okay.
Oh no, this one. I nearly stomped the high noon, but
Let's watch like 2 fights from offense, and then we're gonna call it because we've been here for a while.
oh yeah, yeah. I understand.
Yes. Thank you.
Is it making sense what I've been saying so far?
Yeah, I think so. It's interesting because it's like shifted my, you know, I was looking at it from a totally different lens. And you've sort of framed it, just like, very enlightening. So yeah, I go for the stomp.
Yeah, that's okay. Go on your next cycle, you can probably push further. That's good. I would honestly slam high ground. Speaking of target priority here, if you secure this high ground, it's very good for you. So
Yeah, I didn't know there was like a bunch of supports low up there. I was like, oh, they're all dropping me. I need to go.
no. You don't need to go. You need to kill these guys. This is a scenario when you kill backline and you don't focus tank because they're right here and they're vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
And even if you get
And then
slept, it
just
doesn't
wasted
matter.
sleep. Yeah, I think she
It,
just wasted sleep on my stomp as well.
it doesn't even matter. I think she's doing something else, but
Oh, is she?
I don't know what she's doing. But they're just trying to sleep the Moira, I think. Yeah, and she actually did get a good sleep, but it wouldn't even matter if you got stepped up here because there's nobody here. So like, your plan could be, I'm gonna stomp here, or even better, maybe here. And if your team, the only problem with that is that your team is not playing here, right? It would be a bit of an indie play if your team was not ready to walk up. If your team wants to play main, then and you don't know where they are, then it's a bit scary. But you have options. So this is int. Like you going for the schema here is int.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Wrong
No, you had the better targets.
Okay. Yeah. I think I probably saw them last second just as I was about to like go off high ground.
Yeah. So
Because if I'd sort of gone up slowly, I would have gone for these guys. But but
this,
running up.
Yep. These two better target, and even here,
But like
I wouldn't
here,
shoot the shield. I would turn around and shoot the high ground. Honestly.
Even when I'm down there, because I worry sometimes like if there's a tank right in front of me
Uh-huh.
and I shoot his squishies, like he's gonna do so much damage to me, and I'm not gonna be getting any like self heal and anything.
Well, what's gonna kill you? Is the Ananate gonna kill you, or is the Sigma gonna kill you?
I guess the Ananate.
I think the Ananate is more important, and there's a difference of you're shooting shield versus you're shooting a hero.
Yeah.
The card deck is fine. You need to find a corner. You need to get to this corner faster.
Okay. I think I go hide behind the corner, but then I peek. I sometimes peek wide when I'm getting aggressive. Like that's a bad habit.
Yeah.
Not a deliberate thing.
Yep. This is fine. Shooting Diana would be fine. Shooting a Sigma would be fine. Because guess what? The Sigma's taking space. So you're punishing him for taking space. You force suck. This is okay.
I'm trying to stop the suck.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry.
I'm just like explaining my thought process.
I can see that. Don't worry. You're not thinking about missing the slam. You're just explaining yourself.
Yeah.
Do you think you should be going for backline here? I think it's shooting Sigma is fine.
I don't know. He seemed to be getting low. Like he seemed to be pushing a bit deep. Like see when he starts to get one, then I get like really tunnel visioned on the tank. You see, he's like he looks one, but then he's probably got cooldown, so hasn't he? So.
I don't know. I think he used rock.
I get like a, what's the word like?
Greedy.
Yeah, greedy or like I wouldn't say like not like bloodlust, but like you know in the.
It is bloodlust.
You kill hungry.
Yeah.
Kill hungry.
I think.
I'm like, oh, he's low.
Yeah, I think this is not.
I'm probably yelling that in chat.
I think this is a bit of an infamous team, honestly, because they're just playing main for no reason.
Yeah.
The more I get slapped, the soldier's playing on card for no reason. He gets killed because he's playing in the open.
Yeah.
So that's not your fault. I think this is fine. So now, because you force the suck, the Moira lives. You see? The Moira lives because the Sigma can no longer shoot at your Moira. And then your Moira dies because she goes in the open. I think there was a argument for going for the Ana when you saw suck. Like you know Diana is there. I mean it's fine. If you get the stomp here, you kill the Sigma. I think it's fine.
Yeah. I don't know what I was. Maybe I thought she was going to jump down or something. I don't know.
Nice. Reloads.
Single fire.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
I was just thinking I should have gone for single fire instead of double fire. But
No, you should have just reloaded behind the cover. Like right now, you're not doing anything, getting healed. Just reload.
Yeah, I should.
And then honestly, you can slam this guys if you want to.
Yeah. Sometimes I really reload too much. It's like, but then if I try and I end up overcorrecting like bad habits. If I'm worrying about. I'm like, I need to reload less. Or reload
no, it
less.
Needs to feel natural, bro. You're behind cover, you're reloading. You're getting information, or you're behind cover, you're getting information, you're reloading.
Like a 2.2-second reload though, so it's like a lot of time out of the fight.
I mean, if there's a time to reload, it's now.
Yeah. I probably wasn't watching my hand as well.
Yeah, and even here, you're picking both of them. The cover is kind of shitty, but when I see this, I go back to cover. I don't swing wider because you don't need to. He's in the open.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I ended up.
Okay, stuff that you can do right now. I think you can. I think you can go here with your run. I think.
Oh, do the jump.
Yeah, I think you can go here, and then you shoot this Cassidy, you shoot him out, and then you shoot the Sigma in the back. Same concept. Crossfire. You force the Sigma to get out.
I never really thought about that, but I can make that jump here.
I think I'm not sure.
I think I'm pretty sure I definitely can. I've just never really thought about that
Yeah.
specific jump spot.
The other option is probably maybe I don't know. I like this a lot honestly because it LOSs most of the team.
Okay, so you don't want like a LOS on like you wouldn't rather have you wouldn't think that the backline would just sort of dip behind there and then Sigma's fine.
Well, Sigma's not fine because you're shooting him in the back.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Do you remember?
If he moves back to that corner, I mean.
Wait, I'm gonna answer your question in a second, but look at this.
Okay.
Okay, so look at this. Okay, wait. Now, what's the time? 11, 12. It takes you 2 seconds to get the Sigma to 1 HP.
Okay.
Okay? You being here, you can shoot him for ages. And you're gonna force the suck, you're gonna force the shield, you're gonna force him to get out, because if he doesn't get out, he's gonna die. And guess what? I think you kill him actually later, because he doesn't have any cover here. Here, right? You go here, you shoot him in the back, you shoot the Cassidy, so target parity, right? You shoot this guy, because he is lower, or like squishier. You light him on fire, he has to back up, he has to go here. Then you shoot the Sigma, you get into half HP, he uses suck, he has to start going back. What was your question about the corner again?
I guess just like, well, I mean, depends if he, if by the time I got up there, if he'd fallen back.
Fall back
I
where?
guess him falling back is.
It's very slow, and if he falls back, it achieves the same result. You get the space, so you push the card. It's fine. You don't have to kill him. You just have to push the card.
Okay.
You see, I'm giving this example again because Cloudy is a great player. He's very, very smart, but no buts.
I don't actually know. I don't know him specifically.
He's a Rhine one trick. Rhine one trick in like high gym. I think he even got champ a couple of seasons ago on Rhine only. And you watch his games, he has dog shit scores. He's 11 and 12, but he still wins because he knows how to move the card.
Yeah.
Right. He still wins the game. He still gets DSR, but on the scoreboard it looks like he's inting or he's doing nothing.
Oh, because like he doesn't actually have a lot of kills. And
yeah, because it's hard to get kills with Rhine. Because there's a lot of stuff that prevents you from getting kills with Rhine, right? But at the end of the day, what matters is that you move this payload. How do you move this payload? You get the Sigma off the payload. How do you get the Sigma off the payload? You need to shoot him from somewhere where he cannot shield it. And you don't. And remember, first thing I said when we talked about the Sigma counter, you use cover to take less damage than he does.
Yeah. I often end up sort of judging whether I did well off of like my KD. Not actually my KD, but like obviously I know there's more. And it's whether I felt like I did well, but if I've got like low kills and high deaths, or rather if my kills and deaths are worse than the enemy tank, is usually how I judge it.
I think that you need to make a move here because your team is trying to do something. Like you got to run on the Sig.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I was doing.
You're sniping from here for no reason. Like right.
Yeah.
Your team is.
I think here I see that and the window. Although I run in, I got no ammo. But I see the window.
That's okay. This is fine. This run is fine. You end up in your cover. You use the window. Okay, that's right.
I was checking if there's anything left.
And you hear both Ana cooldowns, and there's an Ashe here. I would go for the Ana.
Okay.
I don't know why you're shooting the shield.
I'm not sure. I think I was just trying to like remove the. I think I was just like thinking, okay, I'll get rid of the shield, and he's not going to save it.
Nah, bro, you're paid. You're paid here. There's Cassidy over here shooting a shield.
I don't know what I was doing there. Okay, I think it was just like, I don't know. I just get confused in this like.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Don't explain yourself. It's fine. I'm not judging you.
Okay,
I'm just saying there's a better play here.
I don't know what I was doing with the Cassidy.
It's okay. Your Ashe carries this, but the moment I hear sleep, I honestly go for the Ana.
Yeah, I do that. I do that sometimes. I think I just didn't.
It's okay. Your Ashe pops off, so it's solid. Okay, let's see. Yep, that's fine. You're playing a corner. I think you can cardiac when you lose the armor.
Yeah, even though they might just pop a load of matrix and
I think you have a point. If you get pockets from your team, the only problem is that You
I
don't
can
have.
hold on to it really long against
Yeah,
Diva.
yeah. I think you're fine. You're fine actually
They
because you have
just
your
use
run as well.
nade, so they use nade, so I could have maybe used it. But
No. I think you're right. If you cardiac here, she's gonna DM and back around the corner.
yeah. Also because my cardiac's a lot more valuable than my run, just because
Yeah,
of cooldown
you're
time
right.
wise.
You're right. You just play the corner and you get healed by your Moira. I
Yeah.
think I think
How would you say
you
play the Diva matchup?
what?
Or like how would you say to play the Diva matchup? Because she's quite good against Mauga with the Matrix. I
Uh,
think.
uh, the Diva's weakness is when she boosters. After she boosters, she's stuck wherever she lands. And
Okay.
it's kind of it's the same as Sig really.
So we'll wait for booster and
You don't need to wait for
capitalize.
booster. You can try to find an angle where you can shoot her in the back and force her to matrix you or fly out. And when she flies out, she's no longer a threat for you or your team, and then you can push the card. If she goes on your team, there's not too much that you can do.
Yeah.
You can maybe try to slam her, but I don't know. Eh, find the angle where you can poke the diva, because you don't. I mean this is fine because this is good. You're using the corner. You're forcing the
Yeah, I'm safe from them, their team. Yeah. Also, yeah, if she peeks round. Oh, Cassie hop.
yeah.
Yeah, if she peeks round, then she's gonna get shot by my team. Isn't
Yep,
she?
yep, 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 yep. Uh,
Yeah, they speed her, and then
honestly, here, I would run on the
Cass
cast.
ults.
I would run on the cast
Run on
here.
the cast.
Yeah.
He's in high noon though.
Yes, but you
Even
stomp him and then you use cage and you get full reload.
Okay.
You stomp the cast, you cage, you have your reload because you cage reloads for you, and then you can win the fight of
Oh
that
yeah.
because you're calling.
I think he had quite a lot of a lot of charge on me, so I was like, I need to just wait it out.
Maybe. I don't
I
know.
think the cart wasn't being contested, so it was like, what was the cart? It was being pushed
Actually,
up
it
by
doesn't,
this guy.
but it's fine. It's valid. What you're saying is valid. I mean, it's
Sure.
fine, but I think it's fine. You get this. So you remember how you said, "Oh, I need to cage the guys, the entire enemy team." No, you don't. You got the DMAC, and now you're cap. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I didn't mean like oh you meant yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
didn't
mean I wouldn't cage more than or I wouldn't try to cage more than two people unless I like had to. But it's more like I would try and cage when the rest of the team are like up and in the fight, but not in the cage. Yeah.
So let's sum it up, yeah, because it's been a long session.
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
But,
no.
thanks so much for
No.
your time.
We take notes now. What you need to work on next.
Yeah.
So I would say that the first thing is I think your tire priority is mostly fine. It's been a bit weird here and there where you shot the shield or whatever the tank where the supports were in front of you, but for the most part it's been fine. For stuff that you could work on next, where is your corner? You need to find a corner, avoid taking unnecessary damage. Be creative.
Be creative. Okay.
No. I didn't finish. With your runs.
Oh, with my runs. Okay.
You can and with your pre-fight or with your poke angles. With your run and or poke angles. So like the crossfire I've kept talking about like this whole match.
Yeah.
Experiment with this and see what you can get away with. Try to take an angle where you can LOS part of the enemy team and shoot somebody in the back, and then if you get pressured out, just run out. And when you want to run in, try to run towards a corner.
Yeah. Corners seems to be a big thing.
And don't be scared to. It's a small one, I guess, but I don't know if we talked about more important stuff here. Can you remember anything that stood out to you?
We were talking about. I think a lot of it was corners.
Yeah.
I tend to wide peak. I don't know if there's like I mean, I guess I just need to keep focusing on it. But like I don't know if there's a way to sort of. Yeah, I guess it is. I guess I end up like if I hard stick to a corner, I'm worried that like I'm not strafing enough. I'm making it too easy to hit me. And I mean,
it's easy to hit you anyway.
But I still want to move a bit. Like if I stop moving, I'll probably like.
You just don't stop moving. You just this is the corner. Yeah, you're here. Like
But would you be jiggling back and forth,
Yes,
left, right?
yes.
Okay, still. Okay, yeah.
Because the point is that you play the corner in a way where you can see the enemy like almost fully, but they can only see part
Yeah.
of you. And if they need to strafe, they have to strafe further in than you have to because of the way you're playing against around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else. I mean, we talked about a bit about cage and stuff, but I think this is mostly it. Do you have any questions?
Um. I don't know. Oh. I guess I know that you said it wasn't like a big deal, the target priority, but would you say, I don't know, do I, yeah, anything I should work on with target priority?
No,
I
I
know
think
that
it's
like
mostly
that's not
fine.
big. Okay, so you don't think like focus? I felt like I shot the tank a lot more than I should. Like sometimes
No,
like Diva, if they're in my face, especially, I tend to just
no. If
like,
they're in your face, it's fine. I told you. Apart from the time where you shot the shield instead of the Cassidy, and a couple of
yeah,
times where the backline was closer to you than the tank, I think your target priority is fine.
okay,